Now we're going to add our doors to the model. It's a good idea to not have it so cluttered, so with our dimensions and text, let's just turn that off. So you go down to your view filter, click on the view filter and come up to notation tab, and then just either go display none if you like, or you can individually turn them off with closing the eye. Depends on how you want to go. Alright, let's start at the front of the building. What I want to do is I want to put a garage door in there. So come across to your catalogue on the right hand side. I've got my garage doors there. You'll notice that I've got roller doors. I don't have a lot of those in there because we only tend to put roller doors in the lower end of the design range, or a rear door in a garage or something like that. So in my panel lift doors I tend to split those up into the ceiling height. So the higher the ceiling, the higher the door, and it reduces that panel over the door, is how I've always built my homes. So this one's a ceiling of 2440, and basically I want a 4800 wide panel lift door. Now, selecting the door I want, if I move my mouse, you can see it's sort of attached to the mouse. If I sort of move it around, I'll just sort of click into here and come out a bit. You can see it just sort of hangs on the mouse. It will not go into a wall that is wide enough to take it. It has to fit into a wall that's wide enough. So just doing it freehand, I can move it up that wall. If I move it over to this wall, it'll rotate itself. Come down here, it might go into that room, it won't. So there's no other wall really but that wall, that door is going to fit into. Now, to get it in the center of the wall, all I have to do before I put it in is do a right click again. Now with a door, a window, an opening, you do have the option on your right click of your mouse to enter an insertion offset, which will allow you to type in a distance from a corner, or center it on the wall. So I want this one to be center on the wall. Now if I move over here, see how it's clicked into the center already. That's all it has to do. Now if I continue to put this door in, it'll center it on this wall. I don't want to do that, so all I do is come back over here, close that up, and I want to put a front door in, so that'll be my external hinge doors. I can close all of those up. The entrance door, and let's say I might be able to fit a 1200 pivot. So my 1200 pivot is just a description. It's basically a hinge door, but I've got it described as a pivot. So if I come over here, and then as you can see, if I sort of move into there, it will sort of swing out or swing in depending on which way I move my mouse over it. Okay, so again, if I want that in the center, I've got to right click and go center on wall, because every time you pick a new door off the catalog, you have to select that option, otherwise it reverts back to just like the freehand option. Now what we've got is we've got an alfresco out the back here, so we might want to put, say, bifold doors or sliding doors. I've got those under patio doors, so I've got the standard sliding doors. You can see that there. So if I close those up, and I've got these ones called bifold doors. So basically what I've got is, let's say I want a 4200 bifold door. Probably won't fit, so I might go the 3 meter bifold door. Now when I've moved my mouse over here a number of times, if I try and use my roll to zoom in, it won't work. I actually need to click into this window to do that. So what I've been doing at times, if I can just either push my roll down as a pick, it then sort of engages this window, because you've engaged this window on the right hand side by picking the door. Now you need to engage this window to actually use your roll to zoom in. So again, center it on the wall, whack it in there, and there's the bifold. Now we need any other doors in there, not externally. So now I want to start putting the internal doors in. So basically what I'm going to do is I'll then go and grab an internal hinge door. You can see what I've done with my internal hinges. I've broken them into passage sets, privacy sets and dummy trims. Basically the same size doors, whether they be 770, 720, 770, 820, but I've just described them to have dummy door furniture on it or privacy sets on them. So if you put the right door in the right spot and you're using quantities, then naturally you're going to cover all your door furniture and so on. So I want to put passage sets, and I want an 820 door. Alright, so now basically with my bedrooms, let's say for bedroom 1 down here, I want to bring it in, but I want to put it in 50 millimeters from that corner. So rather than just do it freehand, if you use your right mouse button again, you've got the enter insertion offset. Now I can type in 50 for 50 millimeters, and it will then find that point of the wall. Okay, so I want a passage set there. I basically want a passage set over here into this bedroom. See, so it rotates around to meet the wall. See how it's rotating? So when I move it to that wall, it rotates. I move it to this wall, it rotates. But I want it on the inside, so I just drag to the inside, and it works fine there. I'll come up to this bedroom here, and that's fine there, 50 millimeters from that corner. This room here is a bedroom, so I want it 50 millimeters from that corner. I know you're going to say it's swinging the wrong way. I'll talk about that in a moment. Now, we've got a bathroom and a WC there, so that's going to be a privacy door. So I want a 720, and basically I'll center that in the WC, and I'll center it coming into here. See how it won't go on the inside? Because it's finding the center of the whole width of that room. So if it won't work there, center it on the outside like that, and I'll show you how to fix that up in a moment. Basically just continue through and sort out all your doors. As far as the robe doors and the linen press doors are going, what I tend to do, I'll just finish off here for a moment. If it's going to be like a sliding door, I will find the width of my robe. So internally it's 1930. So what I tend to do is in my internal sliding, I've got cavities, I've got face of wall, and I've got vinyl and mirror. So let's say we want vinyl. It was a 1930, so I normally go 100 mil lower. So I go 1800 for the vinyl slider, and then I center that on the wall. And that's what I do for that. So exactly the same with this one. You need to know what the size of they are. So that's a 1990 inside. So again, that 1800 will go in there, center it on the wall, because they normally measure these up on site. And right click and finish. Check this one. So that's a 2530. So I'll be trying to put a 2400 in there. Center it on the wall. And I think my linen press is 1800, so I'll go 1700. Center that on the wall and zoom in closer so it grabs it. And that all works fine. Now we've got the ensuite down here, so that's basically going to be a privacy 720, and I want to put that 50 millimeters in from the corner and whack that in there. Alright, so we'll leave that for the doors for the time being. Now what I want to show you is those doors that are swinging the wrong way. There's that one. If I hold my shift button down, there's that one, and there's that one. If I then right click, you could go to the properties and see how it's got the left swing and the right swing. That's one way of doing it. I could change those over from left to right and see how it's swung them all the right way. The other way of doing it is to actually just click on the door itself individually, right click, and you've got these two options. One is flip the opening and the other is flip the swing. So if I do it in this bathroom, because that's swinging out and I want to swing it in, that option is flip opening, so that'll take it to the inside. But now it's swinging the wrong way, so right click and flip the swing, and it swings it around the right way against the wall. So if I wanted to, I could touch that there now, grab that dimension and change that to 50 if I wanted that to be 50 millimeters off that corner. So you can got the full play over how you put those in. Alright. Now what we might do is we might just cover some openings as well, because they're similar to doors. So if I go to an opening, let's say coming down the hallway here, we've got to put an opening through that wall there. We've got to put an opening into the living area here. So basically an opening, let's say I want a 2118 opening, because it's just a cut through the wall, and I want to center it in the wall, and that's all you have to do is just plop that in. I want a 2109, and I want that on the center of that wall there. And our dining room down the back, I might put a 2118 opening in that as well and center that on the wall. The walk-in robe, there's no reason why we can't have a 2108 opening in there, and again you've got the options like you do on your doors, and I want to insert that 50mm from the corner and whack that in there, and there's my openings, all sort of with the hidden lines how I want to see it in plan view, and all sort of working fine. Alright, so that's it for inserting doors. We'll move on to our next lesson. Thank you.